Neighbor Kelly Little had few answers for the FBI and just as many questions herself. She said until recently there were pro-Trump signs in the Crooks' front yard.
There absolutely was MAGA supporting things for a while.
The family of the shooter had Trump signs on and around their property for many years, according to many neighbors who were there. This is what we learned moments ago. Good scoop here. Let's play it.
Investigators dressed in plain clothes as well as FBI agents approach this house. That's where the family of Thomas Crooks lives, which is right here on Milford Drive. Then we started to see those agents going door to door, canvassing the neighborhood and speaking with people who live here. They're trying to get answers to the many questions that still remain. Crooks's motive is still unclear. Records show he is a registered Republican, and neighbors today told us that they've actually seen Trump signs outside of the home over the course of the last few years.
The purpose of this video is to show you and share with you the serious lies and disinformation and violent rhetoric that is being spewed each and every day by far right-wing media, which has a stronghold over the minds of those who identify as being MAGA or as far right. That is the purpose of this. Now, let's talk about the undisputed facts. We know that Thomas Matthew Crooks was neutralized on scene. We know that he was a 20-year-old white male registered Republican who last voted in the closed Republican primaries. We know from high school classmates that he was a right-winger. We know from his outfits and his gear that he was a Second Amendment enthusiast. We know that on the day of the shooting, Crooks' father assumed his son had gone to a gun range that Saturday, but became concerned when he couldn't reach him and called police after news of the shooting. We know as well that from neighbors and classmates that Thomas walked around the neighborhood frequently and that there were Trump signs on the front yard. So those are certain undisputed facts. Now, what I do want to share with you, which I don't think has been reported anywhere else, that 5 months ago, Alex Jones and InfoWars guest Ivan Raiklin discussed the following: how assassinating Donald Trump would be beneficial, they said, according to them, because it would lead to retaliatory in-kind assassinations of a deep state list, which includes President Joe Biden. Ivan Raiklin then said, who's a kind of a far right-wing media personality, said, if they assassinated Trump, option 2 behind Trump is going to be so much better for us and so much worse for them. To which Alex Jones then said, I was about to say, if they kill him, that's the best case scenario from a sick level medium. Oh, please kill him. I mean, it's so good after that, is what Alex Jones said. Then Raiklin responded, oh, it's going to be the best cleansing and the fastest cleansing that we've ever seen in my lifetime. I guarantee, I access with almost certainty, with the highest level of confidence, that if they assassinated Trump, it is so game over for them. Alex Jones has continued to engage his audience with dangerous, unhinged rhetoric. Alex Jones recently said the following: if they kill Trump, the next move will be a truck bomb or something like that at a black church or a black college to blame it on Trump supporters. To which the Baller Alert account responded, what does black people have to do with this? Alex Jones then said, the globalists might hijack a plane by remote control and fly it into Mar-a-Lago. Then Alex Jones claims the deep state tried to kill Trump and will attempt to cause a race war, poison him, and will try to use a truck bomb to keep him from winning the election. Jones also claimed that the Secret Service stood down and will do so again by order from Joe Biden. Now, J.D. Vance, who's now the vice presidential pick of Donald Trump, had previously said that he trusts Alex Jones, and he thinks that Alex Jones is being censored by the deep state. And J.D. Vance made those remarks after Alex Jones was found liable for defamation, for defaming the victims of and the victims' families of school shootings and calling them crisis actors. You see the post right here from J.D. Vance. You can see it for yourself. Now, also, a number of MAGA Republicans echoed this type of rhetoric that we're seeing from Alex Jones over and over again after the shooting. You had what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. She blames it on Democrats, and she says Democrats are the party of pedophiles, she says. You have MAGA Republican Congressmember Collins, and he says that this was an order from Joe Biden, again, echoing the language from Alex Jones from 5 months ago about what they said was going to happen. But then Eric says that look what they did. They tried to kill my father. Play this clip.
They have done everything to try and strip him of his wealth and of his fame. They've tried to break up our family. They've done everything possible to try and get him and kill him. And they literally tried to kill him this week. And despite that, he's undeterred. He's unrelenting.
When Eric says that, the they here is what? White Republican with Trump flags, who was believed to be at a gun range, who wore the same Second Amendment paraphernalia of the gun club that Don Jr. would go to. I mean, is that what we're talking about here? I want to give a hat tip to Channel 4 in the UK, and I think they did a good job here as well, where they talk about how the father of Thomas Crooks and the family appear in Donald Trump's 2016 campaign data set, which was also used by Cambridge Analytica as well, to flood them with Pizzagate disinformation and all of this stuff about civil war and all of this type of disinformation, this violent rhetoric, this disinformation, pushing all of this stuff on them. It's a great report from Channel 4 here. Play this clip.
Channel 4 News can reveal that Thomas Crooks' father, the owner of the rifle that was used to shoot at Donald Trump, was held on a database and profiled by the former president's election campaign and identified by them as a strong Republican supporter, gun owner and hunter. The information was compiled as part of a secret Republican project to gather data on millions of gun owners across America and use it to target pro-gun messages in the run-up to the 2016 election.
And here's why they did it. The city of Pittsburgh is a key battleground in the critical swing state of Pennsylvania, so voters here are always heavily profiled and targeted by political parties, like the Trump campaign in 2016, which held voters' details on a database, including, as we've discovered, the shooter's family, Matthew Crooks and his wife Mary, who lived here at 2506 Milford Drive in Bethel Park. We know they profiled them using secret computer models to identify likely gun owners and enthusiasts, and Mr. Crooks scored very highly, 0.99 out of 1 for being a gun owner and 0.95 out of 1 for being a hunter. In fact, out of more than 19,000 people in Bethel Park who were profiled, Mr. Crooks was in the top 20, and the database classified him as a strong GOP or Republican voter.
20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, a registered Republican, wearing a Demolition Ranch shirt, that's a YouTube channel that does firearms stuff, described by former classmates, including Max Smith, as definitely a conservative, is indeed the shooter. He was killed on site, laying down on a rooftop some distance from the stage at which Trump was speaking. How did he get access to that rooftop? Why did it take so long to neutralize the threat? Questions that are being asked. We don't yet know the specific motive for why this individual did what he did. There are reports from classmates that he was bullied for a long time. Trump's a bully. Did he not like Trump because of that? At the same time, If you look at the last week of conspiracy content, you will see people like Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes and others going after Trump for not openly supporting Project 2025 or because of what was allegedly revealed in the Epstein papers about Trump. That's not something that even other right-wingers would like. Could that have been part of the motivation? I'm not asserting any of these as motivations. What I'm saying is we really don't know the specific motivation here. It's also relevant in my mind that the shooter was 12 when Trump was elected in 2016. In a sense, the political world of MAGA and Trumpism shaped this entire guy's worldview in the sense that he did not exist as an aware, independent thinking person, even semi-rationally, right? I mean, 12, outside of MAGA being a force in politics in the United States. And that is something that we are going to consider as well in terms of the violent rhetoric we have seen almost exclusively from the American right wing. Trump is a terrible candidate and was terrible for the country as president, and he must be defeated by voting. If you defeat Trump with bullets, it's not really a defeat. The reality is that when you have an authoritarian that you're trying to stop, assassinating them, or particular, if you try and fail to assassinate them, it actually enables them to be even more authoritarian. And think about what they will now say is justified on the basis of this assassination attempt. Jonathan Chait wrote about this yesterday in New York Magazine. Trump already has spent years stoking the flames of violence, and this only allows him to do it even more.